Hey everyone, hi fi from Ryan here, and the game I would like to submit for Indiethon 2022 is Have a Nice Death. Have a Nice Death is currently in early access, and it will be for about a year, as of starting March, I think it was 8th. So it's a relatively new game, and it's by Magic Design Studios, which is a small indie company that is being project funded by Gearbox Productions. So, yeah. Have a Nice Death is a roguelike action game where you get to play as the Grim Reaper, who is just sick of doing paperwork. So it's pretty cool. Very neat idea and premise and everything to it. Very difficult and challenging game, though. For some context, I do have the current world record for any percent and fresh file as well, and have also completed several challenges like no-hit runs and using the basic attack or the scythe only. So those are a couple of things that I've achieved, and because of those things and my experience so far in the game, I think it would be good enough fun for a run, for a marathon at least. Now, yes, it is a roguelike, so because of that, like, there's a lot of randomness and everything to it. Games could go anywhere from like maybe 16 minutes to 28. So I would put a like kind of a cap at like 28 minutes of a estimate. But other than that, though, I shouldn't have any issues getting to that. But anyway, let's get to the run here. Okay. So again, Have a Nice Death. Magic Design Studios, mostly French team, I believe. And so shout out to them for making such a very cute game. The aesthetic is so pleasing and so fun. And if I remember correctly, if not like all of the art was actually done like traditionally. So like not all done in like Photoshop and stuff like that, but actually like hand drawn, like on paper and stuff, which is pretty sweet. All right, so the game is separated by different levels, you know. So this will be the first level, which is called the Hall of Eternity.
It's kind of actually hard to say, really.
Maybe Oshaw's I don't know, actually. They're kind of like thinking between getting Osha and maybe the equipment room, but I was thinking for maybe a marathon setting, I'd probably say Osha is a little bit better. And what Osha is, he is our human resources manager. Osha also gives us curses, and you might think, oh, curses sound bad, so why would you want those? Curses are ways to help make a build, so to speak, whether we're going spellcasting route or maybe like a more physical damaging route. Osha really helps enhance our abilities. So we wanted to see, I think at least in a marathon setting, it's really important to see Osha early just to help gauge on what our build is going to shape up and look like. You saw like, the first room before this, it dropped a little death diamond there. This is called Prismium. And the two currencies that you see in the top right hand corner and a little bit right here, we have the very one on the top, which is Solary, which, you know, kind of a punny way on the term or on the word salary. And then right below that is the one Prismium. Prismium is the more like rare progression currency, if you will. But you use both of these currencies to level up your spells and your scythe through the control room. Or you can also buy things at the shop as well. So you can buy coffee, which heals you, and if that isn't mood, I don't know what it is. And You can also like upgrade the shop as well to buy yourself some more safety items like increased HP, which I will be buying later on this run. As you see here, these are like random encounters. These are all randomly generated. Sometimes you'll have one encounter in a room, sometimes you'll have 3 or 4. And then sometimes these encounters will drop you random assortments of different things. It could be spells and stuff, but it could also be plus HP. It could be other, you know, different meta items and stuff as well. Here we get to see, well, we have another Shah here. And this Osha here, you see like the little red stamp on the bottom of that curse this time around. That means it comes with you can take this curse, but you're gonna have to take a penalty for it. So it makes the game a little bit more challenging, a little bit more interesting. But this is our first Thanager, which is basically a, you know, manager from the underworld. I got stuck there a little bit, but it's all right. But this is William Hung. Nice, relatively good fight, except for the part where I get kind of like smushed a little bit, but it's fine. But Thanagers, they give you a bunch of Solary once you beat them, and also a Osha, which is always good for us because, again, we're looking to get as much Osha as possible to progress our build to be as powerful as possible. The current meta is kind of like a spell build, but you can certainly make really good use out of like physical damaging cloak abilities. But for the most part, what I feel very comfortable in is more of like a spell damaging route that feels pretty safe for marathons too. So this is the first boss fight. This is Brad. He's in charge of security. Not the greatest at it, but he tries his best, or so he says. Pretty good luck that we got Skyfall, which is the lightning ability that we have. It does very good damage to the arena fights that we saw earlier, because it covers such a wide area. But also, if you can manipulate Brad in such a way, you'll have all the lightning bolts hit Brad as well, so it's pretty good. But we're still looking for, we're still looking for better spells, though. Skyfall can certainly get us there, but if we can find something better, then we'll take it. Again, we have another penalty here. Sometimes the penalty will last either the whole entire rest of your game, or a penalty could last just for the rest of the level. So, the penalty that we just took, unfortunately, will last the rest of the level, but it's alright. Next department is the pollution department. This is where things get kind of messy. Just a little messy. And also a little bit more difficult to navigate. Some of these levels can get really abstract. And of course, brand new enemies as well, so they're not like repeat enemies or anything. Alright, these little blue orbs here is called Anima. And Anima can be used for several different things, actually. For the most part, it's kind of like a... it could be used as a heal, which I use right here, as you can see in the top left-hand screen there. You can use Anima to heal yourself, or you can keep storing them up for abilities later in the curse tree, where the more Anima that you have, the more damage you do. So it could also be utilized as a damage source as well. So speaking of health, Oh, here we go. We get Piercing Ray too, which is one of the best spells that you could possibly get because it's very safe. But we still need a certain curse that I'm looking for called Infused Mana, but Infused Bleed is also incredibly good. Just lets us do more damage with consecutive hits to enemies. That's what Bleed does, so Bleed's pretty great. Yeah, so anyway, health. You'll notice that I have a maximum of 85 health, but a lot of a pretty decent chunk of that is black. That black health means I can't heal that back with like regular healing. That's kind of like an injury status if you're familiar with like fighting games where you have kind of like that like pink health bar or like that darker like health bar where you can sort of like recover health or something, but a large portion of like your maximum health is gone. That's pretty much like the same thing here. So but there are ways to actually heal that that missing health through something called a pure heal. So if you get like this really nice brew of coffee, it'll actually heal that, and I believe we'll see that later on in the run. Which I'll definitely need, but still feeling pretty fine. This run's gone pretty slow too, all things considered, because we've had quite a few encounters, but that's all right. I'll be taking this shop here. Here's the first time that I believe that we do see a shop, and this is again like where you can purchase coffee. You can upgrade the shop to buy more health items. You can also buy a spell this year as well, but yeah, I'm gonna go definitely buy this lovely coffee. Now here's the second Thanager. This is Slima. Shoutouts to incredibly good load screen music because it's just so good. It always puts you in a good mood. It's a good like D-tilt for me if I make a mistake or something. It's, you know, I can always count on the loading screen to pick me up. Yeah, this is Slima. It's basically if Spider-Man went wrong, right? Like, so you have a spider that, or you got a oil barrel that was bit by a radioactive spider, and well, that's what Slima kind of is. And that was it. Also very good curse right there as well, getting plus 15 damage. Now, 15 damage might not sound like a lot, but in this game it really is. And for each of our shots, so each lightning shot from our Skyfall spell is going to deal an extra 15 damage on top of all the base damage. As well as, we'll see it later, the Piercing Ray. It's going to be like kind of like a rave effect where you throw like a bunch of prism rainbow lights at the enemy, and each of those rays right here will do an extra 15 damage each. So it shoots out 8 rays, which is it might not sound like a lot, but when you're multiplying that by 15, yeah, it's on top of its base damage, it's quite a bit. This is Grimes, the boss of the pollution here, or sorry, the pollution department. Seems like a big, tough dude, but definitely a big baby in the inside. We'll take the safety here. There is quite a bit of like different safety curses as well, I should mention. This being one of them, where if you would suffer a fatal attack or something, then you would actually go back to 1 HP. So it's a nice little backup strat for some safety. I don't come close to using it, but I mean it's there in our back pocket. We can always like heal back to over 1 HP, and then like, you know, if it happens again, then so be it. But all right, this department is illness. It's the third, or sorry, yeah, it's a third. Yeah, it's 3rd level out of 5. And you get to see like enemies are a little bit tougher with each progression of the level. Like they have a little bit more health, and they're also a little bit more complex as well. They have like some different move sets, and they can certainly be very tricky, especially those like little glasses, you know, jacket guys with like the giant needle as a weapon, like a fencing needle. I'm okay with taking this penalty here because I'm not really interested in changing weapons or anything, so we're just gonna go take another Osha here. The next curse that we're looking for is probably the most overpowered curse that in the game so far. It's called Infuse, regenerates plus 10 mana. And what that is basically anytime you hit something, it'll instantly regenerate 10 mana. And how spellcasting works in this game is that as long as you have more than 0 mana, you can cast a spell. But it'll put you in the exhaustive state if you have 0 mana. But if you have more than 1 mana, again, you can still cast a spell. So what does that Infuse plus 10 mana do? Well, if you have a spell such as Piercing Ray that shoots 8 projectiles at once, well then you get 80 mana back, or you can just literally keep spamming it. But since we don't have that yet, I'm really relying on, or not, I wouldn't say relying, but definitely utilizing Skyfall, which is that lightning ability to help clear these rooms as fast as possible. But even if I didn't have Skyfall here, you can certainly use Piercing Ray to help clear a lot of like the enemies pretty quickly in combination with your Scythe and aerial attacks. We are skipping the Thanager in this level though, unfortunately, just because, again, this is a speedrun after all, and I am interested in trying to beat this game as fast as possible, and taking a shop there is kind of like a free room. It's still progressing the whole entire level by 1 stage, and even though like we'd like to see the Thanager to get more Osha curses and stuff, I still feel that, you know, going faster is just better. This is where I kind of mess up my navigation a little bit, actually, because I thought it was over here. However, it was actually down and to the left, which is pretty rare, actually. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Yeah, right. So this is like a rat maze sometimes. Yeah, this level can certainly be like a rat maze.
A little bit to the left, huh?
Usually it's not. Yeah, just my comment in the game that usually, like, if you're starting at the left-hand side, then it'll be like diagonal to the opposite side. So like wherever you start on the map, it'll be in the diagonal opposite for the most part, and obviously it wasn't the case here. But that's alright. I mean, a little bit of a time loss because of like navigation and stuff, but it wasn't super huge. Next boss from Illness Department is Crank. Giant crabby dude. Playing this one like relatively safe too. I know that I could probably be faster, but again, for marathon safety, I'm just looking to beat this kind of like as clean as possible. And I get hit here, which is kind of bad, but it's alright. We still have backup healing as well in a couple different places. For one, if we see a shop, we can buy some extra healing with like the resources that we have. We have a lot of resources actually to heal back up. I'll be taking this here, just to heal back a little bit more health for each kill that we have, so that'll be good in the arena rooms. But also, if I was actually super low, I could have taken a health item potentially here in this little refrigerator here, but I still feel pretty confident in my build and like how I do, or how I'm doing. Again, like, pay no attention to my indie percent splits, as they are my world record splits. I'm just kind of like there for a timer. But that's why I said, like, in the beginning of the video that a 28-minute estimate would seem pretty fine, considering how like safe I'm playing a lot of this. Alistar is a pretty decent spell, but it's we already have like a very we already have like our best spells, honestly, with Piercing Ray, and Skyfall is definitely clearing a lot of the enemies up pretty nicely. Cheeky smile here because we get Candace. We're forced Candace, the last Thanager here. And Candace is a very tough fight. Still no infused mana, kind of bummed out, but it's alright. We're gonna figure out how to beat this game without infused mana. But yeah, Candace. Candace is a very difficult Thanager. She's kind of like a cupcake Goku. She uses like a lot of like instant transmission kind of teleporting abilities, and she's very tough, especially on your first go. But so yeah, we'll do our best to make it a nice clean fight as we normally try to. And commentator curse, of course. As you can see, she's got like a very wide variety of move sets where she teleports and either attacks you from above or attacks you from either the sides. But despite getting hit once, pretty good fight. Not quite the mana regeneration spell we were looking for, but we'll take it. I'm going to the curse reroll department because if we do see another Osha, we want to reroll, try getting as many rerolls as possible to try finding infused mana. At this point in the game, it's unlikely that we get it, but again, I'm giving myself like the most options possible to try getting infused mana. Because like this might seem fast to the regular, I guess, casual gamer, but it's actually quite slow since we don't have infused mana, which is fine actually, because again, I'm submitting this run as a marathon run. I'm not submitting a like this is just a regular like attempt at a regular marathon, like any percent. This wasn't like a hand selected oh yeah, like I'm gonna go like this isn't like my world record thing here. I wouldn't submit a world record video for a marathon setting. It'd be ridiculous. But yeah, there we go. We got two of those items there are gives us the ability to re-roll the Osha curses. And here, wanted to take the shop over the control room because I think that for a marathon setting, buying health is just much more important than buying for damage, because I think we have enough damage. Good vibes for the song, good vibes. This is Max. He is the boss for addictions. can see like it's really interesting how like his personality really comes out in a lot of these different stages here. How Max changes clothes so often, and how he's got this crazy, like, you know, wacky like side to him. So far, really clean fight. Max is actually like one of the toughest bosses because Max has so many different types of moves as well. Like probably like one of the most like unique moves out of all the bosses in the game, honestly. And a very incredible fight. Didn't get hit once, which is really nice. Again, we have the reroll here. Oh, and we get the reroll for twice. Nice for the infused mana. Now you get to see a laser light show. From me really raving it up. You're actually able to see infused mana as early as level 3 or 4 of the curse tree, I think. But getting it super late, it is what it is, but hey, I mean, we got it, so it just makes our build that much more powerful, as you'll see in this, one of the last arena fights here, or in the last arena fight, I should say. As you can see here, the mana is just shooting back up, and I'm able to spam this spell over and over and over again, while my tasting the rainbow also infuses bleeding, so it's doing 28 damage per hit on top of a maximum stack of 15 damage for bleeding. It gets really insane. That's how I was able to get my world record, is being able to get the infused mana with a different spell that kind of does the same thing, and you're just able to spam the spells super fast with extra damage. So this is the last boss of the game, the Warren. Has a unique moveset as well. A lot of different types of moves. Also very difficult boss. And we made that one look easy. Again, big thanks to Infused Mana, big thumbs up there. But yeah, we're really able to clean up that fight pretty quickly. Also, dodging his attacks as well, very, very important. So yeah, this run was 25 minutes. Like I said, for like a marathon setting, I think 28 would be a good estimate to run against, because again, like as we saw here, I didn't get like a perfect build or anything by any means until the very end of the game. So I'm totally fine with that, and it's been pretty safe, honestly. I mean, like, there was a point where I had like 50 health, but again, I still had backup health in the lunchroom, and I also had you know, had bought a bunch of health and got myself to full health at the shop. So really wasn't worried too much there with like the health, and also my ability to dodge attacks and stuff. So yeah, that was Have a Nice Death. I could probably explain a lot more in the actual live run if you if this would be to be accepted as a run. I also have a good cast of people as well in the speedrunning Discord for the Have a Nice Death. So I would actually also have people on the couch as well, well, the virtual couch, so to speak. And yeah, that is pretty much all I have. If you have any questions, please reach out. I am in the Discord for the Indiethon. Yep. So yeah, again, my name is Hi-Fi from Ryan, and hope to volunteer my time to run this game and put on a good show for everybody. All right, thank you so much for your time and consideration. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.